year two, as you continue to develop this program and really establish your culture here at BC, what are your kind of goals for this upcoming season to kind of continue the progress at least?
One of the main goals is to continue to play hard, tough, physical, right? Another goal is to eliminate bad football. Too much bad football last year in key games where, we were in games with very, very good teams. And, those teams took advantage of our bad football. We did not take advantage of their bad football relative to those losses, So we have to play cleaner. We've got a lot of good players in this program. Great. Every kid is a great kid, and we can do this, but we have to eliminate bad football. I think that's something we continue to harp on, and just keep getting better every day, so that the product on the field, people can see that there's improvement and there's a means to what we're trying to do here. So just try to take it one day at a time.
And as you develop that program, do you think to do it the right way, it's going to take some time, or do you think this year, even if the 3-5 point difference like you're saying last year, you think you can take that step in year two to kind of translate that into more wins?
Again, here's the thing, and I'll be very honest with you. I really don't think about it that way. I go back to my previous answer. I really harp on this with the kids, and you guys totally understand. I have great respect for what you do, and you're a conduit to the fans. For us, we have to think about one play at a time. What's the call? What's my job on this play? Run the play, succeed or fail on the play, move on to the next play. If we start thinking about, what's going to happen in October and what's going to happen in November, we're not going to be the program we want to be. We really have to not worry about results and really just stick to our process and how we, our progression to execution each and every day. That's going to be a big part of what we do.
A couple on Dylan. Can you just describe his quick decision making, how he's able to get the ball out so fast, how it helps the offense?
Yeah, I think he's got to improve. I think you saw today, out there, some good, some not so good. Not all his fault, right? I think he got hit on one of those plays, but yeah, I think he does. He's got a great mind. He's very quick-minded. He's young. He's still a young player. He's got 3 years of eligibility left. This is not a guy that's played a ton of college football, but very talented, very smart. He prepares. He loves ball. That whole room does. They really help each other. The coaching's really good. We know what we're talking about. We know how to teach the position. So he'll get better. But, yeah, he has a pretty good knack at times, but it's got to continue to improve.
And then his leadership, it seems like he's not really a rah-rah guy, but just
No.
how does he command the respect of his teammates?
I think by the way he approaches every day. He's not a rah-rah guy, but he's the same guy every day. You know what you're going to get every single day, and I think the teammates appreciate that. He's going to give you a day's work. He communicates well with the players in his own way. And I think that's kind of what you're looking for. You don't really want the up and down. Hey, I don't know what I'm going to get from this guy today. One day he's up here, the next day he's down here. That's not Dylan. Dylan, and I would say the same for Grayson and the same for Shaker Reisig. They're the same guys every day. I think that's a really key component to their makeup.
Coach, just the next play mentality.
Where do you come up with these hats? That's got to be. Is that from when Grogan played?
No, honestly.
Do you even know who Steve Grogan is?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Right, Rich?
Kansas.
Yeah.
This was just in the shop. I went to the first preseason.
All right.
Yeah.
I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still selling the old school.
It's a nice hat.
Thank you. Just the kind of next play mentality.
Yeah.
A lot of the players come in and also say I think it's 1% better every day or something like that.
Yeah.
Where what other coaches and experiences in your 30 years have you gotten that from? How is that kind of developed?
The 1% better was from a lot of great players, and that's really just not. It's just hey, pick one or two things that you can get better at individually. And my belief is if you do that, I'm going to get better at this. This coverage. I'm going to get better at this technique. I'm going to get better at this read. I'm going to get better at whatever, a mic point. I think if everybody buys into that, then the whole team starts to improve because the individual is improving and all individuals improving. But over the years, I've worked for some great guys, and the one thing that stood out to me, for instance, when I was at Alabama working for Coach Saban, was it was definitely not a results-oriented place. It was about the process and taking it one play at a time and understanding that there's a lot that goes into the process of a college football program: football, academics, nutrition, recruiting, strength and conditioning, player development. There's so many different processes within the program, and so I think if we can all just buy into being as good as we can on this day, this drill, this play, and then move on to the next day and keep stacking days upon each other, I think that'll bode well for us.
I don't know if your Ivy League background makes you a college football traditionalist, but just the concept of Boston College opening ACC play at Stanford and then playing its first ACC opener against California.
Yeah.
Where college football is now.
It is wild. You know, to call it the ACC, well, it used to be, when I was at Georgia Tech, right, the Atlantic Coast Conference. We don't really say that anymore. We just say ACC because it's clearly not the Atlantic Coast Conference. But I am definitely a traditionalist when it comes to college football. I love the regional rivalries. So, you know, going out to Stanford, going out to Cal coming here to play these really good teams from the West Coast, I think it's great. I think it's great for college football. But I think we have to do a great job of not losing the regional rivalries, right? The Syracuse-BC game, the Pitt-BC game, BC-Notre Dame. To me, BC-Notre Dame should be played every year. It really should. I mean, it's two Division I Catholic schools that should play that game every single year. So I think regional rivalries is what I grew up in coaching. Georgia Tech, I was a part of that rivalry. Auburn, Alabama, 2 Iron Bowls, I was a part of that rivalry. You know, I think those are the rivalries that are so important. Just like in the NFL, the Patriots Jets, the Patriots Bills, the Patriots versus the Dolphins. Those are East Coast. Those are really big time rivalries, and I think that's really what's great about football.
Can you talk a little bit about Jason Witt, how he's adjusted to the team, and how his role is evolving?
Yeah, he's done a good job. He's come in here. It's hard, right? He comes from a totally different program, a great program in Michigan, comes to Boston College, and he has to learn a whole new system. I think he's very, very football smart. He loves football. He asks great questions. He's a very vocal guy. He's a good communicator on the field. He's very athletic. He can cover backs out of the backfield. He can blitz. You know, he does a good job. He's got to stay healthy. You know, he's had some health issues in the past, and I think he's really working hard to stay healthy. Taking care of his body off the field will be a big thing for him, but I think he's a great addition to our team.
Getting close now, 11 days away. Just how close are you to where you want to be, and what are the next steps to get there?
Yeah, no, I think we got, we're getting better every day. I think by the time the season, opens up, we'll be ready relative to the first game of the season, but we'll continue to strive to improve. I think we're still in training camp. I just told the team that, like, this week is still training camp. Next Sunday would start basically the game week schedule, right? So where we start getting ready for Fordham. Monday they're off, concentrate on, taking care of their bodies, all the things that they have to concentrate on Monday, and then Tuesday back to work, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But this week is still training camp. We'll be in full pads tomorrow. We'll get after it tomorrow and stay in our training camp mode.
Just wondering
Couple
now,
final ones here, guys.
now that the idea of revenue sharing is a little bit less fresh and new, and it's maybe a little bit more understandable to the college football landscape. Is there anything you've learned about just the way the process works that you didn't know kind of when it first came out?
Yeah, I mean, I've learned a ton. I think that there's a lot of people within our athletic department that know a lot about it, that have helped me learn about it, starting with Blake James, Colin Schaefer, our compliance guy. They've done a great job with us, of helping us, myself mainly Bears, with understanding. Reggie Terry's involved with us a little bit with NIL, Spencer Dickow. But what I've also learned is that a lot of people on the outside don't really understand it. It is hard to understand, that each school, has that choice. They can take the max, which is the $20.5 million, and from their, TV money or, ticket sales, all the different things, and they can give that to athletics and then divide it up within but not every school does that, right? Different schools choose to do different things, and what's right for each school is very important. What is right for Boston College is the way we're doing it right now. We're on the right track. We have guys that are making some money, but we also have an incredible academic institution here. Top 40 school in the country, top 30 school in the country. We got an incredible city. I mean, this city, you can see the skyline from our practice field. It's an incredible. Obviously, we're all biased to the city of Boston. We have a place that really gets the most out of each person. Father Jack talks about that a lot, getting the most out of everybody here. That's what this place is all about. And we have a place, under that umbrella of getting the most out of everybody is our guys give back to the community. They're working at the campus school. They're working at, places in Boston to help the community. And I think that's a big part of BC, and we can recruit to that. And if you have a chance to maybe get compensated a little bit, plus have all those things for you, that's a hard thing to turn down as we move into the future. So I'm happy with where we are at BC.
Coach, on that,
Last one here.
on that note, I asked Father Leahy and Blake James kind of the same question at the Pinstripe Bowl is, Boston obviously is a very pro sports town. Do you think BC with the right resources and the right leadership, you can be that fit team that the city can get kind of get behind?
Absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, I think I've said it a lot. I think we have to do a good job. We have to win. We have to put a good product on the field. We've got to recruit. We've got to get good players in here, which I think we're on the right track with that. We've got a lot of good players on this football team right here. I think we have to be an exciting team to watch. We got a team that's we're not going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust. We're going to run the football, but we got to be an exciting team to watch so people want to come to watch us. We got to continue to market the program. The athletic department working hard to market the program because in the end, we play on Saturdays. The Patriots never play on Saturdays unless it's late in the year, in a playoff game or something, right? They play on Sundays, Mondays, maybe some Thursdays. They don't play on Saturdays. Let's get our fans here. What a great weekend it would be. Come to the BC, whoever we're playing game, and then go down to Gillette on Sunday and watch the Patriots play their home game. That's a pretty cool weekend. And I think, I like how you said that, we can be the fifth Boston team, and I think we're working hard to be that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.